Good Monday evening, Northern Michigan. Thanks for joining us for Unscripted. And today we got our work week started, and we got it started to some blue skies as we bring in our chief meteorologist, Joe Charlevoix. It was a pretty day out, and I know it's starting to get dark now, but is it supposed to be a nice night tonight?
Yeah, quiet. Temperatures in the 30s coming up, so it should be a pretty nice night tonight. And then tomorrow looks pretty good as well.
Nice.
We'll see some sunshine out there tomorrow. So we'll talk more about that, Cody, and have a look at the rest of the forecast coming up a little later.
Yeah, sounds good, Joe. Looking forward to that. For our top story tonight, Michigan State Police troopers in Traverse City are trying new ways to protect people from being scammed. Their plan is to go straight to the source of the transactions to stop them. Our Allie Baxter spoke with troopers about the steps they're taking and has more.
Once you put money in, you're not getting it back.
Michiganders are being scammed, and it's not happening here at the pump.
There are scams daily, whether it's text message, telephone, or via email. People are getting scammed out of thousands of dollars.
Many of the fraudulent transactions are taking place here at a Bitcoin machine, where some are depositing up to 6 figures in cash to transfer to the scammer's crypto wallet. And that bothered state police in Traverse City.
They investigated a large case. It was around $400,000. And so this is something that is detrimental to anyone. That loss is very significant. So I think that case really was a turning point to say, hey, we need to do something for our community members.
So troopers created a simple but hopefully effective solution, designing these flyers to tape next to the Bitcoin machines. This is Trooper Merrick DeCastro's second time at the mobile gas station today. The first to ask if it's okay to hang the flyers.
The sign, you gotta put the sign up. Thank you very much.
According to Federal Trade Commission data, in 2020, Michiganders lost $60 million to scams. In 2024, the total was $204 million, a 240% increase.
So hopefully when someone goes to put in the money, they'll read that sign and say, you know, I should stop and call the state police before I put my money in that machine.
The flyer lists common scams, such as a stranger saying a loved one is in financial trouble and asking if you're being told to lie about a withdrawal.
I can't really put it down there, nobody's gonna see it, so then you gotta just put it right up here on the Bitcoin.
Even if it's one person, it's one less person that's becoming a victim and not losing their money to cryptocurrency. So even if we say one person, you know, that's a win for us.
And to talk a little bit more about these scams and the attempts at prevention, we're going to bring in Lieutenant Ashley Miller with Michigan State Police, who you saw in that story. Lieutenant Miller, thanks for joining us. Can you help put it into perspective? You know, we saw some of the numbers in that story, but just how prevalent are these scams in our area?
Yes, the scams are on the rise. I mean, I get scam text messages daily, and each post in Northern Michigan is investigating at least one a day. Like, it is just getting out of control, and the Traverse City Post is stepping up and they created a new way to try to reach our community members.
Yeah, and when you think of scams, there's a wide range that it could be, but correct me if I'm wrong, people are being scammed. I mean, when we see the numbers as a total, it makes you think people are being scammed out of lots of money, correct?
There's different types, but what they kind of created on that flyer gives the most common types of scams that we are seeing throughout Northern Michigan. So whether it be a stranger saying that your loved one is injured and needs money, or the state police needs you to go and buy gift cards and send it. That is not going to happen. And we just want to make people aware that these are the common trends that we're seeing. And if you have a suspicion about putting your money into that machine, just stop and call the state police right away.
Yeah, and you mentioned those flyers, and we saw them being put up at a gas station there. Can you talk a little bit more about the flyers, where that idea was born, and why you all hope that it will be effective?
Sure. I know troopers at the Traverse City Post investigated a complaint where an individual was defrauded. It was probably around $400,000, which is a significant amount of money to anyone. And it's devastating to people. And so we're trying to just reach our community members in a different way. We always try to post on social media and partner with the news to keep our community members up to date on new scams. But this is a way that if you are in the moment, thinking everything's legitimate, you're ready to put the money in the crypto machine, just take a second to read the flyer. And if any of those types of scenarios that you're reading that you can relate to, stop. Please either contact a family member, the state police, and we'll be able to answer your questions and kind of talk you through whatever you're going through. But please don't put your money in the machines.
Yeah, and you mentioned the machines with crypto, and we saw in the story that a flyer was going up near that cryptocurrency machine. I'm a little, I guess, behind the times, you could say. We don't have to go into exact numbers, but are we seeing scams around cryptocurrency and kind of what that looks like?
Absolutely. And wave. It's no longer, excuse me, but we see gift cards, we see Apple Pay. Now, because things are electronic, we are seeing that cryptocurrency. And we have to try to combat that and raise awareness to our community members that this is happening and to not use that. Make sure that you're talking to your family members to ensure that you're not being scammed.
And can you take us into the conversation when it comes to putting up these flyers a little bit? We saw in the story a trooper asked to put up the flyer and the person working at the gas station thanked them. Is that usually what that conversation looks like? Are gas stations welcoming these flyers being put in?
Absolutely. The troopers have contacted every gas station in the Traverse City Post area, and they all agreed to put these signs up at the machines. And, you know, they see firsthand scams every day, and they try their best to contact us while it's happening. But sometimes it's just too late. You know, they're doing other things or doing their job at the gas station that they can't monitor that machine all the time. So it's just another great way that we're trying to have an impact on our community, and they're very appreciative of that.
Yeah, and our question of the day, every day on this show we do a question of the day, and this one has to do with this, which is, have you or someone you know fallen victim to a scam? So I wanted to ask you, have you or someone that you know fallen victim to a scam before?
But I know someone that has.
Yeah.
And it can happen to anyone. I mean, this person is smart and is not an elderly person. I mean, my age. And the scammers are just so good. And especially if you are doing transactions, legitimate transactions, and then you get an email from what you think is a bank, your bank, and it's really not. And that's how you get tricked. So you just have to take a step back and either go into your financial facility to ask questions before you click on links, because it's very easy to do.
Yeah, sounds good. Very important stuff. Thank you so much for joining us, Lieutenant Ashley Miller with Michigan State Police, talking about an important topic there. And our question of the day, again, has to do with that. Spoiled it a little bit, but the question is, have you or someone you know fallen victim to a scam? There's still plenty of time to answer whether you have or someone you know has. You can scan that QR code on your screen right now, or you can vote on our Facebook page or our website, UpNorthLive.com. And as always, we'll take a look at the results of that poll a little later on in the show. Well, switching gears to election season now. Coming up on November 4th, parents and community members will be voting on a new career and technical education millage. It's for the Sheboygan-Otsego Presqu'île Educational Service District. As Up North Live's Mary Jane Glenn tells us, part of this initiative would create a partnership between the school districts and local businesses for the next 6 years.
Superintendents say the core of the proposal will fund the expansion and enhancement of vocational education programs for the 10 schools within the district. Part of that enhancement would open the doors for students to work directly with local businesses.
I think it's really important that they understand that there are jobs, good paying jobs available right here in northern Michigan. And not every single job requires a college education. Some jobs, like work in our industry, offer OJT, on-the-job training. And really it's these CTE programs that give students the basic skills they need to then go right into a field and work.
We're running into a situation, I think, in our communities where we're having a human capital issue. We don't have the workers we need to fill the roles that we have. You need an electrician, you need something fixed at home, you need to be able to call somebody, and we don't necessarily have the people for those roles.
Superintendents say the proposal and collaboration would create more options for students.
This partnership would allow us to send our students to neighboring districts to take programs we can't offer, also bring in students from neighboring districts because we offer a program they don't offer. And that way it expands opportunities for kids.
If approved, it is estimated that the proposal would generate almost $5 million for the schools in the first year.
Is a $1 million request for 6 years. What that means is for a typical homeowner that has a taxable value of $100,000, that represents $100 annually when you do the math. 94% of the funds will flow directly to local districts in partnership with their communities in order to create and expand these types of programs for their high school students to connect with business and industry partners in their local districts and communities.
In northern Michigan, Mary Jane Glenn, UpNorthLive News.
Well, as the federal government shutdown continues, the money more than 1.4 million Michiganders need to buy food is in jeopardy. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has directed the state to pause SNAP benefits starting Saturday due to the federal government shutdown. Today, Democratic Congresswoman Hillary Scholten joined local nonprofit leaders in Grand Rapids demanding action before families go hungry. Princess Ajane Steverson explains who could be hit hardest by the pause.
At the Community Food Club in Grand Rapids, Michigan, families pay a small monthly fee to shop for healthy food at discounted prices. It's one of the few safety nets helping those who rely on government assistance, but Executive Director A.J. Fossil says their system is already at capacity.
The food club is serving over 9,000 people a month right now. And today we have a wait list with over 1,100 households on it. And this is without pausing SNAP benefits.
The USDA has told Michigan's health department to pause issuing November SNAP benefits. That means 1.4 million people, or about 13% of households statewide, could lose an average of $335 a month for groceries.
I wish I were here under better circumstances.
Congresswoman Hillary Scholten says there will be devastating consequences.
If SNAP benefits lapse, seniors are forced to choose between buying groceries and fulfilling their prescriptions that keep them alive. Kids miss out on nutritious meals that help develop their still growing brains.
Scholten's urging the USDA to draw from its $5 billion contingency fund to keep benefits flowing. She says it's a matter of priorities, not politics. In the meantime, other local food pantries say they're overwhelmed. North Kent Connect says nearly 500,000 children and 40,000 veterans across Michigan depend on SNAP to eat. And the Other Way Ministries Executive Director, Scott Bloom, says food demand has skyrocketed sixfold in 5 years.
We used to see just 150 people per month, and we are now seeing almost 1,000 people every single month in a small nonprofit food pantry. And that is just unacceptable.
That was Princess Ajane Steverson reporting. Advocates are urging residents to contact their representatives and donate to food pantries to help bridge the gap. That takes us to our first break of the show. When we get back, we'll see how the rest of your work week that just got started today. We'll look in the forecast. We'll speak to our chief meteorologist, Joe Charlevoix. Keep it here.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
Welcome back to Unscripted. If you went outside to start your work week, you probably weren't disappointed. It was a nice day as we bring in our chief meteorologist, Joe Charlevoix. Joe, what will tomorrow look like?
Pretty much the same thing, which isn't a bad thing.
No.
Nice day today, and we'll see that the next few days, but there's going to be a big change coming up right around Halloween at the end of the month, and then we're going to start November a little different than how things are today.
Okay.
Take a look. This is Traverse City. Earlier today, our UpNorthLive Skyview drone flying along the edge of Grand Traverse Bay. You see the water there. And then look at all the fall color now. I mean, it's pretty widespread. That was earlier today, and hardly a cloud in the sky. And that'll be the case next day or two as well. All right, let's take a look. I want to start in the tropics. Everybody's talking about Hurricane Melissa. There it is, which is going to impact Jamaica and parts of Cuba. Moving ahead, the latest information, Category 5 hurricane. It has been, if you look at the path, so you see the dotted line there, see how this has been kind of meandering slowly there south of Jamaica. And it's moving right now to the northwest at 3 miles per hour. That's it. But it should pick up a little bit of speed and then head off toward Jamaica, which is right there where you see the number 4. So that is where Jamaica is located. And I was going to do a pointer here to, here it is, show you. So there's Jamaica right here. This is tomorrow afternoon. And then this will head up toward Cuba, which is right here. This is the island of Cuba as a Category 3 hurricane. And then it will move off into the Atlantic and weaken as it gets into cooler water. This will not impact the mainland U.S. besides some high surf. And then by next weekend, way up there, way offshore of Canada, Labrador, Newfoundland, and it'll gradually weaken by the next weekend, or by next weekend rather. There's Petoskey right now, beautiful view. 49, the sun has set. Sunset in Petoskey was 6:34, so about 15 minutes ago. 49, nice clear skies, that kind of tells the tale today. High pressure to our northeast has been keeping it dry. There is a system out west. You see that around Bismarck, some rain. That is not going to make it into our area. It's going to actually drop south and away from us. So we have that dry east wind turning more out of the southeast. There's tomorrow. Beautiful. There's tomorrow night. Wednesday, a couple clouds here and there. And then Thursday, watch Thursday though. You see some rain there? That's the system out west. It's going to drop south and then lift back north. Maybe brushing areas around Lake Huron with a little bit of rain on Thursday. So that's something we'll keep an eye on. And then after that, so that's Thursday, then we get into the showery pattern. On the backside of this low, there's Friday at 2 o'clock, cloudy, showers for Halloween. Saturday, Sunday, you get the idea here. It's going to change, or it's going to change once we get into the beginning of November. Maybe a couple wet snowflakes mixing in. I had somebody write, I heard we're going to get a big storm in Halloween. Nah, just some showers. No accumulation yet. And there's a little bubble of cooler weather that'll settle in too as we head into next weekend. So again, temperatures by the weekend down into the 40s. Tonight, temperatures in the 30s, clear skies for much of northern Michigan tonight. You get the idea here. Some spots down around freezing or a little above. And then tomorrow we're looking at high temperatures with sunshine in the 50s. For pretty much everybody. And trying to move the computer along here, because the weather is pretty straightforward. And there's a quick look at our extended forecast, Cody. Yeah, Halloween 40s and then cooler weather for the weekend.
All right. Not too bad. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Joe. We're going to take another quick break. When we get back, another week of high school football has come and gone, and that, of course, means today, Monday, Prep Plays of the Week, who you can vote on when we get back. Stay with us. Welcome back to Unscripted. We're highlighting some of the best plays from Week 9 of high school football. You can vote for your prep play of the week candidates right now. Sports Director Harrison Beebe has the breakdown of this week's finalists.
Time now to get a look at your prep play of the week nominees coming for Week 9 of high school football. Vote now on our website, UpNorthLive.com. How about Drew Esper, Traverse City West, do-it-all running back, defender. He's going to play at Central Michigan next year, but this year he's helping the Titans. An 81-yard score makes it 7-0 early. West gets the win in overtime over Central, 21-20. Check out this play by Kingsley. It's a pass out of the hands of Brody Ferris, but in the hands of Colton Goethals. So you know what? Whether it was planned or most likely unplanned, pretty good play. Is definitely a prep play of the week finalist. Toski airing it out. It's Miles Key deep into the end zone, and Key comes up with a possession that gives the Northmen another touchdown and a huge win for them. How about some brotherly love on the prep play of the week nominees? Bear Lake, Grady Harless fakes the handoff, passes down to his brother Miles Harless. Lakers complete a 7-2 regular season. Finally, Central Lake, Billy Hop takes the ball on a pitch, and the Trojans score again against Forest Area. Hop skipping through everybody in the defensive side to put the Trojans on the board again. You can vote for these nominees on our website, UpNorthLive.com, and we'll reveal the winner of this week's Prep Play of the Week voting tonight during sports at 11.
Lots of good options to choose from there. Quick nugget for you. You saw the TC West versus TC Central Patriot game, one of those plays. Well, that game was great. Went to overtime, 21-20, West won. Well, they're going to be playing again in the playoffs. More on that tonight at 11. First, we're going to take our final break of the show. When we get back, we'll look at the results from our question of the day. Stay with us.
Salon services are furnished by Epiphany Advanced Academy in East Acme.
Welcome back to Unscripted as we take a look at today's question of the day. Michigan State police troopers in Traverse City are trying new ways to protect people from being scammed. Their plans to go straight to the source of the transactions to stop them. We saw a story earlier from our Allie Baxter where they were putting up flyers in gas stations. You can catch that on our website, UpNorthLive.com. For now, our question today is, have you or someone you know fallen victim to a scam? Right now, the voting is 73% yes, 27% of people said no. Thank you for voting, and thanks for joining us for Unscripted. Have a great night.